Himachal Pradesh is a small Himalayan state with 4 different agro-climatic zones. 90% of the population of state lives in rural areas, and the agrarian economy is largely sustained by the Himalayan ecosystem and natural resources. Various socio-economic and environmental changes are threatening these resources and posing new challenges for the people of state. State government is devising ways to build resilient village communities by developing their skills and competencies to deal with resource depletion, changing climate and related environmental challenges. Department of Environment, Science and Technology is working towards carbon-proofing of village developmental plans.
Hindu-Kush Himalayan region is a very critical region of the Himalayas. It has been very adversely impacted by the climate change, and unfortunately it is emerging as one of the most hazard-prone regions of the world. In the state government, we are alive to the situation and doing our utmost to prepare the local communities to face the situation, particularly of temperature rise and rainfall. We in the state government are totally committed to align ourselves and our strategies to national commitments, requirement of the Sustainable Development Goals and international best practices.
Transformative actions are focused through environmentally responsible and responsive practices with effective water management. Sustainable community development programs are prepared to make communities more resilient. To start with, about 19 villages have been identified across the state in different districts till date for such activities. Capacity building of local communities on different aspects of climate change, environmental degradation, is an important component of this initiative. Scientific assessment and analysis of developmental plans with primary data is carried out at village level. Traditional knowledge is assessed and valued for restoration of heritage architecture and traditional practices of agriculture adaptation. Use of concrete and cement is discouraged under this initiative to reduce per capita carbon footprint at village level. Focus on conservation and rejuvenation of natural resources is ensured. Locally available material is used for surface rainwater harvesting. Natural water spring sources are restored by the communities. Traditional cropping are not only restored, but seed banking is also started to preserve and conserve traditional seeds. Transformation in cropping is ensured through supply of disease-free and climate-resilient saplings by germinating seeds in controlled conditions with high-tech interventions. Cluster farming practices are encouraged and adopted for better yields. Soil conditions are improved with effective moisture management practices and by adopting precision irrigation techniques. Climate-smart intercropping techniques are also adopted by the communities with high-value crops diversification. Water user groups are formed for effective water management and use. Wastelands are being targeted under plantation drives for creating additional carbon sinks. Solar power generation and use is given priority to reduce carbon footprints. Apart from this, waste management is prioritized to reduce adverse effects on environment. Waste is treated as a resource. Plastic is managed for livelihood opportunities. Such carbon proofing of village plans are proved effective means to reduce per capita carbon footprint. These efforts have enabled villages as models of sustainable development based on environmentally responsible individual and collective action for reducing human ecological footprint through judicious use of natural resources with water security, food security and livelihood security for these mountain communities. Efforts are going on. Department of Environment, Science and Technology, Himachal Pradesh is working closely with communities through consultative and participative process, different from conventional planning to ensure climate resilience. A climate change knowledge cell has also been set up in Department of Environment, Science and Technology, under National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem, coordinated by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. This cell on climate change is working actively with technical guidance and support from GIZ India, under climate adaptation financing in rural areas of the state for addressing local needs to deal with changing climate in the region. CAFRE project is being implemented, under bilateral cooperation between Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Government of India and GIZ. Climate financing under National Adaptation Fund on Climate Change has also helped the state government in setting up of models of best practices at local level in rural area, ensuring climate proofing of village development plans. The approach of carbon proofing of village plans has not only helped those stakeholders who are working to implement sustainable community development programs, but also has enabled benchmarks for others to adopt and bring radical change in thinking process. The team environment, Himachal Pradesh will continue to support and work for betterment of environmental conditions in rural areas of this mountain state.